How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel of The Buff Nerd. I am Brendan, aka The Buff Nerd. If you're a new watcher, welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. If you're a returning watcher, please hit that subscribe button down there. Show me some love, you know what I'm saying? Because I make these videos for you guys, and you guys keep me pumped up to, keep you on the inside when it comes to the IT industry and everything that has to do with either wireless or networking. So, today's video is going to be talking about my most recent ventures when it comes to becoming a wireless network engineer. As I told you guys in the last video, I just obtained a new role as a wireless network engineer. It was a promotion, and this is probably one of my most intense and awesome roles yet. And one of the things that I promised you guys is I was going to talk to you about what I did when it came to the salary increase. But enough about that. So just to give you guys a little bit of information. So previously, before becoming a wireless engineer, I was a wireless admin. And before that, I was a tier 2 network engineer. In a couple of videos back, I talk about how I had to take a step back in order to take 2 steps forward, which is one of the reasons why I went from being a network engineer to being a wireless admin. Now, when I was a network engineer, I was making some good money. It was high 5 figures. It was plenty. I didn't really have to worry about anything. Money was not really a problem at that point. But, my job was not satisfying me in a multitude of ways. I had a very one-dimensional job. It was not all it was cracked up to be. The stamp engineer was on it, but I didn't really feel like I was doing a lot of engineer things. And I didn't want to accumulate that kind of experience, with that title, and then in the future, have a hard time getting gigs because I didn't do enough in my engineer role. With that being said, I ended up pivoting to a different direction and taking a job as a wireless admin. Now, this job was a lot more three-dimensional. I was tasked with doing all kinds of awesome things. With this particular company, the previous wireless team totally left. So it was me and a few other people who were brand new, people that were on the team, and we were supposed to, of course, revamp and restructure all of the wireless networks for this particular area. Because of that, I was tasked with all kinds of things, everything from tier 1 to tier 3. And as far as the pay was concerned when it came to this particular job, it was still in the same ballpark, high 5 figures. It wasn't too far off from when I was a network engineer, which was cool. To be completely honest, I told you guys, the money was so good that I wasn't really concerned about the numbers. I was concerned more about the experience. Now I am an engineer, and all of those tasks that I was doing as an admin have been amplified, and I'm doing some bigger things, which involve, data centers and all that cool stuff. Wireless LAN controllers and blah, 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 blah. I'll go on about that some other time. In order to get this role, I had to do an interview. And this interview was to negotiate the salary, because it was pretty much guaranteed that I was going to get the promotion. But, when it comes to contracting, it's all about numbers. You have to literally negotiate for everything that you get paid. There's some contractors that don't know how to negotiate, and they get paid a lower salary for some intense jobs. And I know some other contractors who were in some lower tier jobs that was getting paid bank. It's all about how you negotiate. This is one of the things I talked about in the previous video. One of the skills that you need to master is the art of negotiation. So when it came to this particular interview, I got on the phone with one of the HR reps at the company. And what they essentially did is, first, they just introduced themselves. I introduced myself. Standard stuff, small communication, asked me how my day was going, first congratulated me for, getting the promotion. But of course, the goal was to talk numbers. Prior to actually talking numbers, the interviewer was like, okay, well, what do you do now? How's your experience now? I'm looking at your resume, I'm looking at your work history, and I wanted you to elaborate on a couple of things that were on your resume. Now, like I told you guys before, as a wireless admin, I was doing a lot. I was doing everything from tier 1 to tier 3. So that's everything from site surveys, from predictive, passive, and active site surveys, all the way up to wireless LAN controller configuration, configurations inside of Cisco Prime, monitoring and troubleshooting, all of that good stuff. So when he asked me to elaborate on what I actually did, I got extremely confident. So I literally went down the laundry list. So in the previous video, I talk about all the tasks I have as a wireless network admin. And if you're interested in what it is, you can go and check it out. But long story short, I went down that whole 20-minute video. I summed it up in about maybe 10, not even 10, probably about 5 to 7 minutes. And it blew this dude away. And to be completely honest, it was like just like that. I kind of knew that, you know, I knew that I was ready for this role, and I knew that he was confident in me getting this role as an engineer. So I literally told him everything that I do, and he was immediately impressed. He was like, all right, well, that's great, man. It seems like you're doing everything. So, you know, give me a number. So what I did was this. Prior to, of course, going to the interview, I was looking up the averages for, you know, wireless network engineers or engineers, period. And, you know, also I had to factor in that I had a security clearance. And, you know, I also added that to the equation, and I came up with a number. But to sum all that up, to be completely honest, this is something that you can do in order to guarantee that you'll get a higher wage or a higher salary. Not even a guarantee, okay? Let me not say that. If you doing this will help you likely get a pretty good increase when it comes to your salary or when you're trying to get a job or anything along those lines. This can work when you're going from like the help desk to an admin role, or it could work from going from an admin role to an engineer role. At least it's worked for me. But, you know, just, you know, eat the meat and spit out the bones when it comes to this situation, okay? So I took what I made as a wireless network admin, which is what I told you guys, you know, high five figures. I said, okay, I want to make at least $15,000 more than I'm making right now. No less. I will not take anything less than $15,000 more than what I'm making right now. To be completely honest, I'd be totally happy with that. Like I told you guys before, the money wasn't important, but at the same time, I'm going to get paid what I am worth, just like you should get paid what you're worth. But anyways, so in an effort to try and get that $15,000 increase, what I did was I requested a $20,000 increase. And the reason why I was bold enough to request a $20,000 increase was because I already know I have the credentials, I have all the certifications I need for this particular role. I'm doing everything that an engineer would do as an admin right now. So I was 100% confident in my ability to, you know, go above and beyond, of course, in this role. And I will only recommend this method for somebody that's in a situation like that. Like, if you know that you are the best guy to hire, if you know that you got the credentials in order to exceed expectations when it comes to you landing this role, or, you know, knowing that you're going to be an inexpendable asset for this company that you're trying to get a job for, that's the only time I would recommend using this method. So what I did was I requested $20,000 more than I was making. Actually, I think it was maybe $22,000 more. Doesn't matter. The point is, he heard the number and he was like, He's like, okay, you know, I can understand that. He was like, oh, that's kind of intense. He's like, how about we pull back about $5,000 and or $5,000 to $7,000? Would that work for you? Would that be okay? And like I told you guys, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted that $15K increase. And so, you know, of course, just negotiating, I'm like, you know what? That can work. So all in all, I got the $15K increase that I wanted to get, which is dope. And like I said, man, you really gotta be the man in order to kind of do this without there being any sort of issues. Because, you know, I know a couple of people that ran into this problem of requesting more and literally getting not the door shut in their face, but they got capped out. They were like, look, man, we're not paying no more than this. That's it. You either take it or leave it. Now, sometimes that'll happen. You know, it depends on the company's budget and all that good stuff. But when it comes to contracting, it's a little bit different. You know, it's all about the money game. Moral of the story is, what you need to do is, first off, of course, make sure that you are that guy. Make sure you got all the credentials you need. Make sure that you got all the experience you could possibly get. And make sure you come with your A game when it comes to that interview. When it comes to talking numbers, the only way you can get what you want is if you prepare properly, okay? You got to make sure you do step 1, 2, and 3 right prior to sticking this 4th step. Most people that I've met that have been in situations like this are rather modest. And what they'll do is they'll take what they can get. You know, they're not really focused on the numbers. And like I said, the numbers aren't all that important. But when you get to this level, like this is like, you know, we're talking like high 5 figures, low 6 figures, you know, range. You know, I can't give you guys an exact number. Come on, you know, come on. It's my money. Why would I tell you how much I'm making? You know what I'm saying? It's G14 classified. All jokes aside, in these kind of situations, money isn't everything. It's also about work-life balance. This same kind of negotiation can work when it comes to, you know, PTO, guaranteed time off. Are you able to work from home? Will you like guarantee me time that I can work from home? Do you have kids? Can you give me some leeway? This can work when it comes to anything, not just money, okay? And like I told you guys before, money isn't important, but at the same time, I wanted to get what I was worth, so you should get what you are worth. Please, please, please practice negotiation. It helps you not only when it comes to jobs and, you know, professional situations, it also helps you in your personal life. I've been in situations where I've gotten lowballed, and this video is me trying to make sure that you don't. But first, you got to make sure you do the work and you pay the cost and you're the boss prior to getting in this situation. So like I said, do your homework, then request the kind of money that you're looking for. This video isn't supposed to be super long. I told you guys that I was going to talk to you guys about this. Thanks for tuning back in. That's all I really got for you guys right now. I'm knee deep in a bunch of wireless stuff, man. It is awesome. I'm not gonna lie, man. My hands are getting mad dirty. I wore this suit today to kind of hammer home the point on how you should, you know, literally put yourself in the best situation possible when it comes to, you know, landing these interviews and all of that good stuff. But anyways, stay safe, stay positive, do some networking, take a break and get some therapy if you need to. Pass all the certifications you need and get the gains.